Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me. If you're new here, my name is Leesa. I moved to Amsterdam nearly 2 months ago now, and I started this channel really to document my life in the Netherlands and also to provide, tips and information for other people who are thinking of doing the same thing as me. Today I'm going to share 10 practical tips and pieces of information for your first month here in the Netherlands as an expat. So without further ado, let's get cracking on the list. First tip that I have on this list is to set up a TransferWise account. For those who don't know, TransferWise is essentially a service that allows you to convert your local currency into other currencies, and it acts as a foreign bank account. So in our case, we needed to convert our Australian dollars to euros. We used TransferWise in two ways. So when we were in Australia, we had already secured an apartment, but we needed to pay a deposit in order to fully lock that apartment down. We transferred our Australian dollars into our TransferWise account. We're able to transfer the money from our TransferWise account into a Dutch bank account and pay the deposit that way. The second way that we used TransferWise was when we arrived in the Netherlands. We didn't have a Dutch bank account yet. We were still waiting for our bank cards to arrive and for our bank account to get fully set up. What we did was we used it like a normal debit card. We loaded our Australian dollars onto the TransferWise account, got it converted into euros, and then just used it in all the major shops that asked for a debit card. Because one thing to note is that people don't really use credit cards here. So quite often you go to shops and they'll just say, we don't accept credit cards. You need like a debit card or you need cash. And obviously you don't want to be carrying, wads of cash when you relocate from your home country to the Netherlands. There are a few benefits with TransferWise. The first is that it's completely free to join and set up an account. The other benefit is that the exchange rates are going to be way more favorable than if you went through a regular bank. And the third one is that there are a whole range of different currencies. So we exchange from Australian to Euro, but there's also US dollars, Canadian dollars, pounds. You can do it all via an app on your phone or on the online website. It was completely fuss-free. I think we got everything set up within a matter of a few days. And like I said, complete lifesaver. What I'll do is if you are interested in setting up a TransferWise account, I'll leave a referral link in my description box. If you do choose to set up a TransferWise account via the referral link, you'll get a free international transfer up to $1,000, but it's completely up to you. You can join without using the referral link as well if you so wish. The second recommendation on the list is in relation to finding an apartment. We were very, very lucky to get specialist professional help from Expat Housing Network. And as you can tell from the name, it specializes in helping expats find their dream home and their dream apartment. I recognize that this isn't something that everyone can afford, but if it is something that you can afford, I highly recommend Expat Housing Network. I guess the key benefit to getting agency help is just a peace of mind, because relocating from abroad is already so stressful. You already have so many things that you need to think about. All we had to do was tell them a bit about ourselves. We told them what our budget was. We wanted a furnished apartment. We told them what kind of decor we liked, and then our agent basically took all of that information and was able to compile a list of different apartments and options for us to consider. We were able to have very honest conversations with each other about what we liked about certain places, what we didn't like, and eventually our agent was able to find our dream apartment, the apartment that we're living in now, for a very competitive price. She was able to advise us on what type type of contract was best for us. The other benefit was like we knew that we weren't going to get scammed, which sounds really silly, but when you're an expat, you're really vulnerable to the legal system here. If you're anything like us, you probably don't know anything about the Dutch legal system or the housing market. So having a professional agency walk you through that process means that you have peace of mind. You know that you're not going to get into anything that you weren't aware of, and even with the contract, it's usually all in Dutch, but we were able to have a professional look at that contract and basically give us the assurance that there were no hidden surprises in there, that what we were signing was actually what we thought we were signing. We absolutely love our apartment, especially during COVID. It's so important to live in a place that you actually like. The third tip is in relation to understanding the news. So everyone knows that Amsterdam or the Netherlands is a very English-friendly country. That's true, but understandably so, all the Dutch news is in Dutch. There's no English subtitles or anything like that, and especially during this period where there's COVID and there's all these regular announcements and updates that you need to stay on top of, it really helps to have English news.
Maar die vrijheid kunnen we alleen met elkaar verdienen. En als dat moment komt, willen we natuurlijk zo goed mogelijk voorbereid zijn.
If you're an English speaker like me, what I can recommend is that you join the NOS in English Facebook page. The other two websites that I can recommend are NL Times and Dutch News. So they're both news websites that have a Netherlands Dutch specific focus. They're just really handy websites if you want to know what exactly is happening in the Netherlands at the moment. Next recommendation is about bikes. We really highly recommend getting a Swap Fiats bike. You are probably planning to buy a bike. I don't know. I know I am in the long run, but if you are looking for something to just get you started for the first few months, then Swap Fiats is perfect for you. The process was very easy for us when we signed up. We just went on the website, we had a look at all the different options. They've got like a basic option all the way to like an electric bike, and I love the peace of mind of knowing that if you need to get something fixed, you can easily just get that fixed free of charge at any Swap Fiat store. You're not going to have to try to figure that out yourself or pay a very high fee to get that fixed by a bike mechanic. One tip that I would give is my husband actually spoke to someone on the website using the chat function and just asked if there were any special deals going on, and we were really lucky because there did happen to be a special deal at the time. We were able to get the first 2 months free. I would just recommend you speak to someone either online or at the store if you're interested in finding out if there are any special deals or promos. You never know, can't hurt to ask. You might be lucky like us and get a really great deal. Fifth recommendation that I can provide is don't forget about your smartphone apps. There's already a few articles and videos on this topic, so I'm not going to spend too long on this, but obviously nowadays we live in a digital age, so make sure that you download the apps that you need here. It's going to make your life so much easier. So I can recommend the Boon Radar app, which is a rain app. It allows you to see whether it's going to rain in the next 24 hours, and I always check it before I step out the door because here the weather is totally unpredictable. It can rain for an hour and then suddenly be completely clear. So you just want to know that you're not like walking into a rainstorm. Highly recommend that. The other app I would recommend is 9292. It's like a transport app. So if you're taking the tram or if you're taking the train or metro, this app is just going to map out the best route for you. Very easy and very, very handy. Google Translate, oh my God, like again, it's a very English friendly country, but when you go to the supermarket, everything is going to be in Dutch. And trust me, you need the Google Translate app. And nowadays with Google Translate, you can just use the camera function where you scan a block of text and it'll just automatically translate everything on the spot into the language that you need. And I can't tell you how many times that saved me from buying the wrong product, something that I thought was, you know, washing liquid, turned out to actually be softener. Fifth one, which, you know, is kind of a new and unusual app, is the coronavirus app. It's called Corona Melder. I haven't received any alerts from it, thank God, but essentially it tracks whether you have come into close contact with someone else who has tested positive for coronavirus, just doing your bit, right, to help make sure that everyone can stay as safe as possible during these crazy times. The sixth tip that I have for you is to join an expat community or Facebook group. Especially during COVID, these online forums and community groups have been a lifesaver for me because I can't actually meet up with people face to face. I'm part of the Australians in Amsterdam group, and I'm also part of the Expats in Amsterdam group. Both of those groups have a wealth of information. Chances are whatever question it is that you have in mind has probably already been asked before. I would also recommend the Amsterdam Reddit group. It's got all the different links listed out quite clearly. You can look up information on housing, education, finding a job, all of that. Okay, the seventh thing that you probably need to know about is getting health insurance in the Netherlands. If you've done some research on this topic already, then you probably know that getting health insurance in the Netherlands is mandatory. The biggest difference for me was that you need to pay a compulsory excess fee of 385 euros. One exception to this rule is a company called Loonzorg. So we found this through a lot of research. Loonzorg is a company that was set up especially for expats, and it offers a policy package that is without the compulsory excess fee of 385 euros. In order to be eligible, you do need to fulfill some main requirements. So the first requirement is that you can't have a Dutch passport, and the second requirement is that you or your partner needs to already have a work contract in the Netherlands. But if you fulfill both those conditions, then you're going to save a lot of money just by going through Loonzorg. And then my husband and I decided that we did actually really want to still get supplementary insurance. So we managed to purchase separately supplementary insurance through another major insurance provider called Silver and Cruise. We didn't have to buy the basic package via Silver and Cruise at all in order to be eligible for the supplementary package. I should state here now that to date we haven't actually had to use the health insurances for anything, and knock on wood, hopefully we don't have to go to the doctors anytime soon. But from our own extensive research, we could see that the coverage that Loonzorg provides has the same coverage as the other basic insurance packages that require the compulsory excess fee of 385 euros. So definitely check that out. I'll leave a link down below if you want to read a bit more about this. Number 8, where to buy things that you need for your home. As I said before, we both have never been to the Netherlands, so even like the shop names were completely unfamiliar to us. I'll just quickly list the key shop names and websites that will probably be of use to you. If you need something for your home and you need to like go to a bricks and mortar store, then there are 3 main options here for you. You've got Blocker, which is like a homeware appliances store. You can get kitchen appliances there, home decor, cookware, bakeware, all of that kind of stuff. And I would say it's probably at a mid-range price. Then you've got Hema, which is probably most similar to Target or Kmart. Again, homeware, pots and pans, mugs, plates, home decor. It also sells clothes, bedding and linen. So yeah, this is a little bit of a more affordable price than say Blocker, but it doesn't have as big of a variety in terms of homeware. And you've got Action. Action is best described as a discount variety store. So you go there to pick up maybe like some office supplies like notebooks and pens and organizers, things like that. Just like a normal discount variety store, it's got everything of anything, anything of everything for a very cheap price. And I would say the quality is not the best. You wouldn't go there to buy something that's going to last forever. But if you're going there to just get something where the quality doesn't really matter or the quality is negligible, then I would definitely recommend just going to Action. It's super cheap. If you want to buy furniture, yes, there's an IKEA here. You can purchase online. They do online delivery. very easy. If you're after electronics, then the main store that we know of is called Coolblue. They have a bricks and mortar store as well, but you can also again order everything online and they do delivery. In our case, my husband, when he arrived here, he realized he had to work from home and he didn't have a computer monitor. So he ordered his computer monitor from Coolblue and I think it arrived the next day. It was super quick, really easy, no issues with it. If you're coming from say like the US or even in Australia where Amazon is quite a big deal, you might be quite shocked to realize that Amazon is pretty much non-existent in the Netherlands. There is Amazon Netherlands technically, but it seems like no one ever uses it. That's not to say you can't order from Amazon, right? Because there's still Amazon UK and Amazon in Germany, etc. What we've done is that we have actually ordered things from Amazon Germany and Amazon UK and had zero issues. What we also use is this website called Haggles-On, which essentially allows you to compare the prices of Amazon products across Europe, so you can make sure you're getting the best price for your products via Amazon. So I'll leave the link down below if you're interested in that. If you don't want to use Amazon, then the best equivalent here is called Bol.com. I don't think necessarily the prices are as competitive as Amazon, but don't quote me on that. I think it depends on the product that you're looking at. Number 9, getting winter or weather appropriate clothing. If you are moving here towards the end of the year, like right now, or you're planning to stay here long term, then I would advise you get cracking on buying the right clothes. As I mentioned in my previous video, I got a 3-in-1 winter jacket from beaver.nl. Beaver is a major outdoor and apparel store here in the Netherlands, and I had a very positive experience. Free delivery, free returns for 365 days. I ordered it the night before, I got it the very next day with no issues. Also have a bricks and mortar store in Amsterdam. I'm not sure about other parts in the Netherlands, I'll have to check. If you do prefer to visit actual physical store and try on the jackets before buying them, then that option is there for you too. I would also recommend going to Uniqlo. So just over the weekend I went and bought a thermal and I went and got like a heat tech beanie. It's a Japanese brand, very affordable prices for great quality items. Uniqlo also sells, you know, down jackets and winter jackets too, so that's another option for you if you're looking for sort of a stylish yet affordable option. And they also have a store in Amsterdam, but again, if you want to purchase via online, then that's available too. They do have an online shop too. Another affordable alternative is Decathlon. It's like an outdoor sports chain. Again, they have an online shop too. One of their key brands is this brand called Kecha. Although I don't own a winter coat from there, I do actually own a few products from that brand and also a few products from Decathlon, because they do have Decathlon in Australia. I've got a rain jacket there, I've got gym gear, I've got gym pants, gym clothes, I've got sports shoes. My husband has like hiking shoes from Decathlon. Everything has been really great quality and the price is super competitive, like probably even cheaper than Uniqlo or on par with Uniqlo. And then finally, for something higher end, Fjallraven, you probably already know this brand from the Kanken bags. I have a Kanken backpack myself. It's actually an amazing backpack, so I can vouch for Fjallraven's quality. Of course, Fjallraven is a lot more expensive than any of the options that I listed before. If you can afford it, you know, Fjallraven is beautiful. I visited the store not so long ago to try on some winter coats before I settled on my 3-in-1 winter jacket. The jackets are beautiful. They're all like made to last forever. So you get what you pay for with Fjallraven, I feel. And then finally, my final recommendation is to look at the Access website. Access is a free volunteer-run service for internationals and expats in the Netherlands. They provide amazing advice on a whole range of issues like legal issues, housing accommodation, the same, finding a job, the 30% ruling. I believe they also provide legal advice, counseling. If it doesn't answer your question, they have an email address and a phone number that you can use at any time to contact them. I found it really useful just to like understand what my legal rights are as a tenant, for instance. And also they have a page of just like emergency numbers and emergency contacts, because that's really helpful too, right? Like if you're in an emergency, you need to know who you're meant to call and what you're meant to dial as well. So yeah, these are the 10 practical tips that I think will really help you during your first month in the Netherlands as an expat. Please let me know in the comments if you have any other tips for other expats in the Netherlands. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have if I can actually help you. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well, because I think I'm going to be doing a few more of these videos as time goes on and as I learn more. In the next video, I think I'm going to talk about the 5 not so obvious ways to save money in the Netherlands. So that's going to be a good one. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it here. Hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.